Hey, do you guys like listening to stuff? Chances are, if you're listening to this, you do. Hi, I'm Jack Austin, and with me, as always, Robert Lamb.
Hello.
Hi, Robert.
Hi.
We're here to tell the people about Seven Lamb Productions
Ooh.
and all the wonderful podcasts that we provide to the world.
Yeah.
What do you like? What kind of podcasts are you into?
I like talkie podcasts and I like audio dramas.
What a coinkydink.
What?
We have both of those.
Wow.
The only thing we don't have is rom-coms.
Sports commentary.
Sports or romance.
Sports or romance.
There is some romance.
And there are some sports.
Hey, I'd say right now's a good time for us to go through the list of wonderful shows that we put out for our beautiful listeners.
Way to put me on the spot. But we have
Paralyzed,
which is our psychological creature feature.
Yeah.
We got End of All Hope,
Yep.
which is a sci-fi apocalyptic tale.
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
We have Atlas Avenue Beat.
A film noir spoof.
Yeah, we have Story.
Story, which is a different story every season.
And then we have Cop Doctors.
Which is a very silly and goofy podcast.
Now, hold on.
Yes.
You don't like audio dramas? You don't want it to be a planned out podcast sounding like a show? That's fine. We have some talking podcasts for you as well.
You mean like Alter Ego?
Yeah. And across America.
And Will There Be Cake?
Whoa!
All of these podcasts are just talkie podcasts.
So much stuff. You guys are running out of reasons not to listen to this.
So then they should probably go somewhere where they can find all of our podcasts.
What? Well, wait a minute. Do they already follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Seven Lamb Podcasts?
Well, I hope so. If they don't, they need to go to at least 7lamb.com, the number 7lamb.com. Rough.
Welcome to another episode of Will There
Bark,
Be
bark.
Cake?
Ruff, grr.
I'm your host, Amber Simpson, and with me, as always, Ruff the dog and Robert Lamb.
I'm Ruff the dog. And I'm Robert Lamb.
Ooh, you got
You
close
kinda
to the
pretty-
same voice.
No.
You and Ruff. Are you related?
No, Ruff, do you have the same voice as me? Rodon. See?
Wow.
It's
Proved me wrong.
more rough of a voice.
More rough of a voice.
Mm.
Hi, Robert.
Hello.
Guess what today is?
I'm going to assume it's Rough Voice Day.
It is Mutts Day.
Mutts Day.
Yeah, I don't know.
M-U-T-T?
M-U-T-T.
Apostrophe S.
Like yeah.
Or M-U-T-T-S apostrophe, like all of the Mutts.
All the Mutts, yeah. All the Muttses.
All the Mutts.
All the Muttses. Yeah, so we are celebrating those poor little pups that nobody wants.
It's little puppies.
That's not true, though. But it is true that they're not as highly regarded as their purebred counterparts.
Everybody wants a purebred.
And they generally stay in, like, pounds. Like,
It's kind of sad. Like, people
longer.
always want, like, the cute dogs. And, like, some dogs, it's just, like, they want a happy life, too.
yeah, all dogs need a happy life.
All dogs go to heaven.
All dogs do go to heaven.
Wow, we don't know.
Oh, that's true.
Honestly, I think they don't. I think they go all to hell.
They all go to hell. Those fucking assholes.
No, they got a different heaven.
Yeah,
They
no,
go
they
to
go
doggy
to
heaven.
cats go to hell.
My cats, if my cat's not in hell, then I don't believe in heaven. I don't know what that means.
Me neither. So yeah, mutts are like mixed breed dogs.
Right.
So today is bringing attention to the many great mixed breed dogs in needs of homes. So today, you want to adopt a mixed breed dog, donate to your local shelter to feed these mixed breed dogs, or volunteer at one of those shelters.
Yeah, just pet the doggies. Feed them.
Pet the doggies, feed them kibbles and bits.
I don't know if that's what they eat there, but
Me
maybe.
neither. Did you know that mutts, mixed breed dogs, actually are healthier than purebred dogs?
Why?
Well, because purebred dogs are just like fucking your family. Like they have more health issues.
Plus,
Mixed breeds is like it's the blending of genes that helps fight deficiencies, provides healthier gene sequences from the other breeds. The smaller the gene pool, the less healthy the genes.
I guess that makes sense.
It's like if you were to fuck your family.
Yeah, then
You'd
you
all
would
have
have
the
like
same
special
genes.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
They'd
think
be
that's how it works
retarded.
out. Yeah. I will say that like certain breeds too, like when they are purebreds, like pugs and stuff like that, like so many dogs have like different problems. Like short-nosed dogs,
Yeah.
like pugs and stuff, have breathing problems later on in life because they have the short snouts. Dachshund, I have a Dachshund that like Dachshunds have leg trouble because they're
Right.
so short and long.
Isn't there a lot of breeds that came from breeding different different breeds?
Well, it's kind of weird to think that all these dogs came from the wolf, like
Right,
all
yeah,
from
yeah.
like the red wolf or whatever.
And there's so many different types of dogs now.
But it does, like, I remember I read a book about like just like how animal evolution, like it kind of like, you know, a lot of people don't believe in evolution and stuff, and it is kind of hard to think like all of this came from one
Right.
dog and stuff,
It is
but
hard
it
to
kind of does because it's the way they breed them. And then they said like this guy did like research and stuff, and he said that even keeping a fox like in a cage and breeding them in cages and keeping them in cages for a long time, their ears become floppy rather than hard. It's the same with like whales. Their fins start folding over, so they start
evolution,
changing.
baby.
They change everything. It just takes a long time for
Right.
all that to happen.
There's a type of dog, I can't remember right now, but there's a type of dog that was bred, and it can only like it has to be born through C-section.
Ugh.
I forget, but
Really?
that's the only way you can it's the only way you can get it. It would not even exist right now if, you know, humans didn't fucking breed them and have to give them C-sections for them to exist.
That's so weird.
I forget what kind of dog it is. Have you seen because there's been like a weird obsession with corgis in the last like 10 years or
people love
whatever.
corgis.
But I've remember following or seeing some posts of like the different crossbreeds of corgis with other kinds of dogs or whatever. Some of them are so cute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they have
it's
those
kinda
little
weird.
short legs and they're
Yeah,
like longer.
Right, yeah. But there's like they've bred them with like a million different breeds of dogs, and like they just have like a little hint of that type of dog in them.
The thing is, you can breed them all because they're all the same like species and
Right,
stuff. Whereas like when you try to breed like to get a mule, like a horse or
Right,
a donkey
yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah, you
like
can.
mules can't like reproduce or anything like that because they're
Right.
sterile at that point because of the crossbreeding. I don't know.
I don't
But
know either.
dogs, it works out somehow.
But yeah, mixed breed dogs usually end up at pet shelters more frequently and tend to wait longer before they're adopted. But they're healthy, so they're cute. There's
They're
some cute
cute.
mutts.
But I think I understand the idea of like, you know,
Wanting to
purebreds
have a purebred, yeah.
being cuter and like, you know, like when I think of a mutt, I think of like shaggy hair, kind of been outside a lot.
I just think of like, I don't know. So
Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
Like the Tramp.
Yeah, like a dog you look at and you can't tell what breed it is because it's
Yeah.
got so many mix of. I had a mutt when I was a kid, and its mom was a Cocker Spaniel, and I convinced my mom to let me get the dog because it was a Cocker Spaniel, because its mom was a Cocker Spaniel, and you couldn't tell when it was a puppy what it was going to grow up and look like. And I don't know. I was young. I don't know if we knew what the dad was. But I convinced her to let me keep one because she's like, oh, it's small, like they're cute. And it ended up growing up and being like all black. Like it was weird.
Big dog.
Yeah. And it was like bigger than a Cocker Spaniel. It didn't have like the fluffy hair or anything. It was so weird. So I had no idea what type of dog the dad was. If I was an adult when I had it, I probably would have been able to tell. But
Right.
now but yeah, it was definitely a mutt.
I mean, mutts can be good too. I mean, just depending.
Yeah.
I mean, they can
No,
be
they can
cute, but
definitely
they
be
can
good
also be
dogs.
like a good dog, depending on a lot of, you know, dogs are just how they're raised and
A lot
You
of
know.
people say mutts are more loving
probably
because nobody wants them.
nobody wants them, so they're like, please.
Please love
so
me.
I do like. I always had the idea, and I'm not going to do it now, but when I get older, it's kind of like how Jon Stewart, he owns like a farm and stuff,
Yeah.
and he gets like retired animals and stuff. Like he has a retired like I don't know, different animals from where they were, or like he rescued like a pig, so he has like this huge pig on his farm
my
and stuff like
gosh.
that, and he just takes animals that are unwanted or like that people abandoned or whatever.
Nice.
And I would do that with like dogs, like especially older breeds, because a lot of the older dogs go to the pound or whatever, or
Right.
go to like
Yeah,
an
because
SPCA.
it's expensive to take care of them.
Right, and because
And
they're
they're
older,
older.
they're not
Got
going to live
medical
long, so
issues.
people always want like a younger, cuter
Yeah.
dog. But I would adopt like all those dogs and just give
I
them
would
like a
too
good
if I
couple
had
of
a
years.
lot of money and a
That's what I'm
farm.
saying. That's what I'm saying. So I gotta get that farm first, and then I'll do it.
Get that farm. My
I'm gonna get
grandma
that
used to
farm.
do that with cats. She had a huge house, and she donated to the ASPCA, or
Mm-hmm.
all the time. She actually all of her dogs she rescued from there as well, but she only had 2 dogs, and she had like a shit ton of cats.
Really?
But some of them were like they seemed like wild. Like I remember she had like 5 of them. Like you had to go out her backyard because she had a pool, and then she had like a row of like orange and grapefruit trees, and then there was just like a little shed in the corner. Every once in a while she'd make me go feed them, but there was like 4 or 5 like wild, like they almost like they were wild cats, because they like would run and hide when I went in there to feed them, and like you would like barely ever see them. It was weird.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to think of it as when you do adopt an older dog or an older cat, they've already lived a large portion of their life.
Right.
So they've already survived how they feel like they needed to survive.
Right, exactly.
So that's like trying to adopt somebody
Can't
who's
treat
fucking like
an old
35 or
dog
60
new tricks.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I've had pet rats and pet mice and all that kind of stuff. When you get like a small baby one, like because rats only live like 2 years or whatever.
Right.
Like you can raise them from being a little baby, and then they'll actually like do tricks for you.
Right,
and they'll
right.
come when
You
you
can train
call them
them.
and stuff. You can train them. But when you adopt a rat at like the SPCA and it's like already a year old, that means it's like fucking 40.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's like it's not going to change its ways now.
Exactly. Plus,
So-
it's and on top of that, it learns whatever, ways that its old owner treated it.
Right,
So if
exactly.
it abused it, then it's going to be terrified of you, regardless if you're nice to it or not. Most of its life, it's probably going to be terrified of you.
Well, that's one thing is I got the Basset Hound, and we got that as a rescue, and she's really loving and stuff. She's kind of nervous around new people, but she's gotten better and stuff because now she's a little bit older. But her whole thing is she was always scared of like me moving. If I moved anything like a chair or the garbage can or something like that, she would like freak out.
Oh, you thought you were going to throw it.
Yeah,
at
so
her, hit
maybe
her
she
with
thought I
it.
was going to
Yeah.
hit her with it or something like that. So I thought like she probably came from like an abusive place, but she is really loving, but she just would always freak out whenever you move
Yeah.
any kind of piece of furniture or something like that, or a pillow or something. She'd just go crazy. So yeah, you don't know what these dogs, especially if it's like a mutt and it was living on the street or whatever, you
Right.
don't know. But they can still make good pets, and a lot of them do just take a little while to adjust.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah.
if you can't adopt one, go ahead and adopt one.
Adopt one.
But if not,
If not,
donating is good.
donate, volunteer,
Yeah, or volunteering.
Yeah.
But Amber Simpson,
or just go visit them and give them some love.
just pet them.
Pet them, kiss their ears.
Talk to them in your doggy voice.
You poopy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And obviously we need to find out though. Do we celebrate with a cake?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you could. If you
I think this is like one of the middle of the roads. Like,
yeah.
you just have a cake. Just
if
do
you
it,
want
I
a
guess.
cake, especially if you adopt a dog mutt today,
Yeah.
treat yourself to a cake
Yeah.
and get a puppy cake too for the puppy.
Yeah.
Welcome home puppy cake.
Little cake. Be careful if you put a candle in that one. Dogs cannot blow. It's not easy for them to blow out candles. They go like this. I've seen one do that, but it's really hard to.
Yeah, I
train
mean,
them how
it's
to do
mostly
it.
when they're like annoyed or tired.
If anything, they might just try to eat the whole candle.
They'll
and
probably
stuff,
just
and
eat
then
the candle.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
or they'll be scared of it.
That'll make them sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So puppy cake and a cake for
Puppy
you if you
cake.
want to.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for joining us on this lovely rough day.
Did I introduce this one?
No, I did. You can
All
remember
right, wrap it up.
because you
I'm kidding.
you were playing with
Yeah, well, he
with
left.
Ruff the mutt.
I just don't feel like voicing that character anymore.
He left outside. He needed to go potty.
Bye, Ruff.
Bye, Ruff Ruff.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone else too.
This has been a Seven Lamb production.